Good day, everyone. To continue our discussion, we have here the best practices for communicating with parents about students' grades. So, ano tayo dito? We have here a case scenario. Now, first practice in reporting parents about students' grades is report cards. We are all familiar of what is a report card is. Now, the foundation for most reporting system is the report card. The card is constructed to communicate to parents the progress of their children. There has been a push among proponents of standard-based grading to develop standard-based reports card that provide more precise information to students and parents about student learning. Standards-based reports card breaks subject area grades down into more specific standard-based measures and show both the student's growth and level of mastery of the standard. However, a standard-based report card could include several pages of detailed data about student learning. Now, reports card is not limited to a series of letters or percentage grades lang. So in this part of the report card, we can the teacher can give feedback about the behavior of the student, whether they are in terms of the core values. Next, we have progress reports. It provides types of ongoing reports, and if we mean ongoing reports, it could be happen weekly or bi-weekly or monthly. A student progress report is a document that provides a comprehensive overview of a student's academic performance, behavior, and overall development over a specific period. It serves as a valuable tool for communication between teachers, students, and parents, fostering collaboration and supporting students' process. Now, uh, the purpose of student progress reports is to track academic progress, communicate with parents, identify challenges early because progress reports allow teachers to spot potential challenges early on and work with parents to develop strategies to help the students succeed. And it also motivates students. They can serve as a motivational tool for students, allowing them to reflect on their progress and set learning goals for the future. And next is we have parents teacher conference. In parents teacher conference, it is a face-to-face discussion or a phone discussion or a phone conference, and the parents teacher conference is a common way for teachers to communicate in person with parents about student progress. In fact, if the parents cannot attend the face-to-face conference, uh, the teacher can use a phone conference or a call. In fact, brief phone calls with the teacher to talk with parents, like informal notes, are very well received and appreciated. Now, parents-teacher conference has two types. We have group conference and individual conference. In group conference, it is conducted to communicate school class school and class policies, content evaluation, and procedures. I think we already have experienced this group conference for the parents, like the PTA meeting we have in our high school. Next is we have individual conference. This is conducted to discuss the individual students' achievement, progress, or difficulties. Parent-teacher conference may be initiated by either the teacher or the parent based on this purpose. Next is ah we ha- before we proceed to the next practice, we have here the checklist for conducting parent-teacher conference. The teacher or the parent can plan each conference in advance, conduct the conference in private, and a conducive setting for having a conference, eh, and explain how to interpret. And last thing is to identify 2 or 3 areas to work on in a plan. The next practice is we have students led conference. Here, students lead parents through a detailed and direct review of their work. Teacher take the role of facilitator by creating a positive environment in which the conference with their parents. Students essentially telling a story of telling us story about their learning. Here, when we say student led, the conference is lead by the student. So dito, estudyante mismo yung nagsasabi ng kanilang learning sa school sa kanilang mismong uh, parents. Now, pero for students to take responsibility for leading a conference with their parents, they need to have reflected on and evaluated their performance. And in preparing for the conference, students must learn to describe and evaluate their works. This self-reflection promotes additional learning and gives students confidence that they are able to understand their capabilities and achievement. A sense of pride and ownership is developed in a student-led conference. Students are essentially telling a story about their learning. This helps parents see progress over time from the perspective of the student. In addition to promoting student responsibility in the student-led conference, parents tend um, to be more involved. Now we are in the role of expanded format report grade. Now, according to Miller, role of expanded report card uses separate grades for achievement, effort, and ratings on 2 lists of objectives. In, it informs both the students and parents of the progress being made. An expanded format card goes beyond simply listing grades and percentage. It aims to provide a more comprehensive pictures of a student learning journey. Um, what you might find in an expanded report card is student information, academic performance, student growth and development, parent guardian communication. And the benefits of an expanded report card is you have a clearer understanding of learning. It provides a more holistic view of a student progress beyond just grades. It also improves communication. It enhances communication between teachers, students, and parents. It also focuses on growth. It emphasizes student development and progress over time. And we also have personalized feedback as one of the benefits of an expanded report card because it provides individualized feedback and tailored support for each student. Oh, this picture is, I think, not an example of a expanded report card, but it this picture shows a student progress report. We have here the rating scale, which is S is satisfactory, U is unsatisfactory, and O inadequate basis for judgment. Now, if we see here in the lower right corner, we have also here the effort indulged by the students in their learning. And that would be all, I think, for the last topic of our discussion of the assessment grading. And that would be all. Thank you.